Ah, shit. This episode of Defective Discourse has been brought to you by our patrons. Here at BRG, we'd like to thank those patrons who have subscribed and donated. It is because of generosity like yours that makes this show possible.
Defective Discourse. Welcome to the show where we talk about the topics that matter to you. Video games, media, technology, all starting now.
Yep.
Yeah. Kirok, I can't hear you on stream.
Yeah, I can't hear you on stream either. That means you don't have a guest. Technical issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Shouldn't. Make sure your mic source is correct.
It would be in your audio settings. Are you using traditional OBS or slobs? Traditional.
How about now? Am I on stream now? Testing 1, 2, testing.
I hear you,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
can
low.
hear you. Yeah.
But I'm not loud?
You're
Yeah,
not
I can
loud.
hear
No, you're low.
Okay, but it is working. Hello? There I am. I can't bring it up any higher. Maybe I gotta get a little closer. Yeah, I have no way of increasing it though. But you hear me speaking on the stream, right?
Yeah, we can at least hear you, though.
Okay, hold on. Maybe it's give me a moment. Just a tiny bit. Recording. Levels. How about now? Is that better? Much better, right? Testing 1, 2.
It's better, yes. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say much, but it is better.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up just a touch. I went to the levels under the system recording sounds, under properties. I'll bring it up a touch more. How about that? That should be a lot better. Testing 1, 2. Hello. Yes.
That sounds better to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. That's what I was hoping for you guys to catch. Oh, see, I'm hitting red in OBS. I'm gonna bring that down just a tad. There we go. That should be good. All right, let's get back on track. Sorry about that, guys. Small little detour, as usual. But we were, you know what? I got to say we were on time this time.
Yeah.
Right? We were on time.
That's a start.
No, we were on time. We actually went live, then stopped real quick to fix something, and went live again before the clock hit. So,
But the fact you went live before fixing technical issues, I don't know if that really counts.
ah.
You have not seen this show, have you?
Yeah,
Zez?
really. You should stick around more, Zez. Oh, gosh.
It's almost like you have an actual streamer in your stream this time.
Okay.
Oh.
So I.
Oh. Ouch. not
Okay.
like there's 2 other streamers running the show.
Exactly.
So,
Oh.
for those of you who are joining us and can now hear me, I just want to introduce our guest, Zez. He's further down, third down on the bottom.
I like how I bleep my thumb out. Sorry.
Welcome, Zez. Good to have you again. It's been a while.
Yes, it has. I'm usually going to bed when you guys go live, so.
Okay. All right. Well, today you're here, and that's great. I'm happy you are. Dude, this is going to be awesome, the topics. The other person is, as you know, co-host always here, the Component Z, right below me.
Well, I try to always be here, but...
Yeah, and here we are. We are, I was about to say earlier, if you recall on our last episode, which was a month ago, we did say that we were going to postpone because generally this show airs live on Twitch every first Tuesday of the month. We did decide to postpone it by a week. That's why we're streaming tonight on the 11th because of E3 2019. You can see it in that side, the picture in there, right? So
What picture? I don't see a picture.
You don't see a picture?
I'm blind. Too many games.
And so
Helen for mayor. Or no, not mayor.
we get to sit down and talk about this. So we get to sit
You
down.
just blurred yourself, Seth.
I blew my own joke. I deserved it.
I blew my own joke. So let's get going. Let's get starting. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch all of the conferences. I did watch only one live, to be totally honest, and I watched another one after the fact.
Which one did you watch
And
live?
I watched the Bethesda one, but even then I was in the middle of doing some stuff, so I didn't catch it perfectly all, but I got the gist of it or most of it.
Since you watched Bethesda live,
Yeah.
what did you think of Bethesda's live?
Okay. So Bethesda's live, honestly, was a little. It didn't have the same energy.
Exactly.
It didn't have the same energy, nowhere near the same energy as last year, because Fallout 76 was the game that everyone was hyped about. They were going nuts over that game on last E3. I think
I don't agree with that.
Well, no, it looked like it to me. At least that's what I recall, because I was one of the ones who really liked that game and want to get into it, and I still do like it, but I haven't played it a whole lot. I know Zez plays it. But I think they were doing.
No. Zez doesn't
Oh,
play
I'm
it.
sorry,
Z plays.
Z. I get the two of you confused. Zez and Z. Zez and Z. Z and Zez. So they did a bit of damage control, I think, but it was very PR-ish. Then they did talk about what everyone was. They made it look like. Okay, this is the thing that I liked. I liked the fact that they're introducing NPCs and that they did say at. And for those of you who already own Fallout 76, there's no additional cost. So a couple of things. I like the fact that they are adding NPCs, but I think that's purely a reaction from the feedback from everybody. Why aren't there any NPCs? This and that, and the whole heat that they took after the game released last year.
Yeah, because last year one of the things was there's never going to be any other person that you ever speak to in the game ever.
Yeah. See, and I use this as a point when I discuss gamers. Gamers don't always know what they want.
No, true.
Because, they always say, why don't you tell us what you're going to give us when you give it to us? Then they get mad when they give us exactly the game that they tell us they're going to get.
Yep.
And then they go and change it to match what they got mad about.
Exactly.
So, but here's the thing, okay? Don't get me wrong. I am happy that they introduced NPCs or are introducing NPCs. I am happy that it comes at no additional cost for me who already owns the game. However, many people might stand there and say, well, that's the game they should have released anyways. And why do they make it such a big deal that it is at no additional cost when realistically that's what I paid for, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? I'm still okay. Like, I look at it with forgiving eyes. Maybe some other people wouldn't. That's my take on it. Other than that, sorry, if you want to comment on it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying for me, it's not I don't care about them doing all that. For me, is the game. To me, when I played it, the game wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. This is the thing. I got lost in it, even though I only played it for maybe a total of 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours. I got lost in it to the point where I forgot I was online. And then when people who were online come by and cross my path, I would be like, oh yeah, fuck, I'm online.
Oh, it's another soul.
But aside from that, the rest of it didn't. The remainder of the conference didn't feel. Nothing was new. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really see anything new. They already talked about in last E3s the new Elder Scrolls coming out. They barely blurbed about it.
There was that new game.
They had okay. I don't.
Ghostwire.
Yeah, Ghostwire.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ghostwire. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you are correct about that. But see,
And
everyone's different, and I
Deathloop.
wrote it off. I'm not interested in that. So
Yeah, Ghostwire and Deathloop were the new games. I think.
Deathloop. Oh, so thank you for bringing that up because I had a hard time remembering who Deathloop came from. Now that I remember, because you just connected that, Deathloop is one of the games out of all of this E3 that I've written down that I'm interested in getting. So I just had forgotten because I wrote it down, but I was like, I looked at it a couple days later, or a day later, and I was thinking, who the heck was that? But yeah, I mean, it just wasn't this. It didn't feel like the same as last year. Where to me, last year's felt like it had that pow. Although you're saying that you didn't feel that way about last year's either, right?
About what?
Last year's E3 for Bethesda, you were saying that you didn't feel that it had a lot of excitement like I felt it did.
Last year's E3 I thought was fine, but I thought they had to save it with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, because I took those as the small parts. I thought 76 was the bigger. That's what stuck in my head the most.
Well, for me, I thought people were divided on 76.
Mm.
So I wouldn't call that their main thing last year. I actually think that probably the biggest universal pop that they got at 76 was Skyrim on Amazon Echo or whatever it was.
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was
I think that
actually good.
Yeah, I think that was probably their biggest universally applauded pop that they got.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh! I have a question for the two of you. Okay.
All right. What you got?
Still revolving around Bethesda. What about their addition of Battle Royale in 76?
No.
What was what's your feel
no.
on that? So I saw that and I was like, oh come on, man, they're just like trying to get in on that.
Yeah, that's absolutely what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what world did any of the Fallouts have anything like that? None, right?
I thought Fallout was a battle royale.
Like
Essentially,
I thought Fallout was you and everything else dies except for you. It's a battle royale with you
Right.
in the world.
But it's more in the story-driven RPG, like lore and depth and stuff, right?
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Not
like,
just running around shooting until everyone dies and then I'm good.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole. We're gonna throw a battle royale mode. It really doesn't need it.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? Here's the thing. As much as I know it doesn't need it, my brain is like going, you know what? I have the game. I'll try it. Why not?
I do love what he said about Fallout 76, though.
What was it?
About the community.
Oh. Please
like-
reiterate.
We've made an open world game where you have basically no rules, and we still have the nicest community. They'll leave food and equipment for other players.
Yeah.
There's no griefing. It's like,
But that's also because your PvP system's messed up.
Well, I haven't even
It's-
done any PvP in
well, it's not really messed up. It's built to keep griefing to a minimum.
Got it.
But yeah, anyway, the battle royale thing isn't for me. I'm not a battle royale person,
Me neither.
and I'm
No,
not a
yeah.
76 player, so
So
It does-
interestingly, I do like Battle Royale games, but I'm very picky and choosy. Like, I can't stand Fortnite. Even Apex, it looks good and everything, but I haven't even downloaded it yet and tried it. I'm not interested. So,
Fortnite had me when it did the Avengers stuff. Outside of that, Fortnite didn't have me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because seeing Thanos do that dance that they have in the game.
Days.
What else did they go over? Because that's all I kind of recall from it. Do you guys anything we missed or?
Well, apparently they're taking a giant leap into the mobile gaming platform pool.
The Blades game?
They've
Or was
got,
there another one?
I think they've got what, 3 games on mobile this year? Due out.
Okay.
I don't know.
They did talk
was
about
like the-
Blades.
It was like the first 3 things they talked about were all mobile games, and it was like, why? But then again, I'm a PC gamer, and I try to be, generally accepting of all gamers, but it's like
It's like,
mobile gaming doesn't make sense to me.
okay, we got this great new game, guys, and all the fans are like, yes! This game is so fantastic. Yes! It's a mobile game. Oh.
No. I think your best mobile system is the Switch.
I
Switch?
don't
Absolutely.
I
agree.
don't disagree with that.
Okay.
Because it's actually kind of a console, but
Yeah.
the other thing, there's 2 other things that interest me that Bethesda talked about. One is coming out next month, and that's Wolfenstein.
Oh, that's right.
The
Wolfenstein.
spin-off.
Young
Yeah,
Blood.
Youngblood, that's what's
Youngblood.
called,
That's it. Yep.
And
it's his daughters, right?
yep,
Um,
they're searching for him.
Yeah.
And of course, Doom Eternal.
Doom
Yes.
Eternal. It's funny because Doom Eternal looks fantastic, but to me, I'm looking at it and I'm going, I don't know. I just so stuck in that old Sony PlayStation Doom, and it looks the game that they're coming out with now looks freaking amazing, graphics galore, full, rich, but I'm like, it doesn't look or feel like Doom. It just doesn't. Because I think of Doom as the old days, like the 1995
Yeah.
Doom, you know.
I grew up with that Doom, so I
Yeah.
know how you feel.
Yeah,
I-
but I'm
I
not
just-
knocking it. I don't think it's bad. It's just I know it's my perception of it.
I disagree kind of with that. I think it is
Okay.
exactly what the old Doom is. It's just that
Uh,
it's that Doom in the world we live in now.
Now, okay, I get you. And you know what? I think maybe we should move into a little bit of Nintendo because you just mentioned Switch, and I'm. Oh wait, maybe not. Shit.
You want to move into Nintendo?
No. Because I was thinking of for whatever reason, I don't know why I was equating it with Nintendo, but I was thinking of the Final Fantasy VII that I
No,
saw
that's
on the
Square.
Enix.
That's
correct.
Square.
That's
and
correct. But
it's-
But it's funny because I've never played the original, and that one, the original, has that certain charm. But I know that is true for more people who have played it and loved that game in the moment when it came out. Now I'm looking at the new remake one that they're talking about or showing, and thinking to myself, "Oh, this is great! I never played it, so this will be my first time playing it." So I agree with you in that it's the old game, but in today's time, right?
Yeah.
Kind of making a parallel there, but. Anyways,
So yeah, I mean, everybody's falling like head over heels for that game. I'm like, man.
I'm down with it. I want to play it because it does look good. It's got that Kingdom Hearts kind of
yeah. Should
looks
we
like
talk?
looks like it's got a Kingdom Hearts type feel to it.
Gotcha.
I didn't get that feel from it.
Should we switch to the Square Enix?
Well, the way they were talking about the battle system,
I'm gonna do that.
the battle system sounds more like a Kingdom Hearts battle system,
Like a real-time battle system, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's more of Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 13 battle system.
Fair enough.
So you guys are gonna have to talk a little bit about the Square Enix one because you have. I'm at a disadvantage. I watched maybe literally the first 10 minutes and then I stopped.
Well, you didn't see all the Final Fantasy 7 stuff?
I was watching the Final Fantasy VII stuff and then I had to stop. Essentially, they showed off the remake, the battle system, how you fight. So it's a real-time strategy or real-time, but then there's some bars that fill up and then it turns into a tactical where you can actually choose like on the old one, plan ahead and pick what you're going to do, and then
Yeah,
just let it run.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid system
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the traditional ATB, and their Kingdom Hearts style and their ATB that they love putting up Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Um,
I'm looking forward to that. I do want that game. I actually bought it on the Switch. Not the remake. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. The re-release. And I played it a little bit. And stopped.
the remaster, I guess, is the technical definition.
No, I think this one did they call it remake or remaster?
No, the one they put on the Switch you're talking about Final Fantasy 7, right?
Yeah.
Would be a remaster.
Remaster? Okay.
Would be, even though it's probably built from the ground up, so it's probably actually a remake.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's definitely not Final Fantasy 7 remake that they're pushing.
No, that they're pushing. You're 100% right about that.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the one that they're pushing now is the remaster. That is Final Fantasy. No, it's remaster.
It's remake.
Is it remaster? I thought it was remake.
It's remaster.
Oh, we have a disagreement.
No, the one they're pushing is remake. It's called Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it said remake. We should just pull it up.
Just what I'm doing.
Okay, sweet.
It's called Final Fantasy 7 Remake. That's
I'm pretty confident it was remake as well. But what else did they have in their presentation other than the Final Fantasy 7 remake stuff?
They ended with Avengers, with a good chunk of Avengers the way they did Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Not quite as long, but they ended with Avengers.
You are correct. It is remake.
It's almost like you have an extra streamer in your stream.
Almost.
So that.
But if I find one, I'll let you know.
How long was
You do that.
Their conference? Was it an hour and a half?
Hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
And they just talked. Okay, so they must have shown other games that they had on the go.
So yeah, in the middle, they had like Dragon Quest Builders was in the middle.
Okay. I have Dragon Quest Builders, the first
one. Final Fantasy VIII remake remaster.
Okay.
They had, what else did they have? Immediately searched.
They actually had one of the games that made me decide I wanted to switch.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Tell me, because you were teasing me about this earlier. So
yes, I was.
Yeah. What game is this?
Crystal Chronicles.
Oh, I know the name. I remember the game, but I never played it.
Yeah, that's old school.
Wow. Okay.
It was out on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And it allowed.
Yeah.
Because it allowed four players using the Game Boy Advance connectors.
I was gonna say I thought it was a Game Boy Advance game. Is what I was thinking. Yeah. I didn't know it was on game. I didn't know it was GameCube.
GameCube.
Yeah. I actually had the GameCube version back in the day. But one of the things that I like about it is it's on the Switch, but it's up to 4 players still. This time using online gameplay or local.
Okay. Is it? What are they calling it? Remake or remaster, or what are they designating it?
I think that is remastered as well.
Remastered.
Crystal Chronicles. Yeah. Let me see what they actually define that as.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I do remember the name. I don't remember the. For some reason, my brain is recalling a
remastered
RPG,
edition.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition.
Okay.
And you're getting.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this is what made you decide to get a Switch, right, Component?
Well, kind of finalized it for me.
so you were already teetering on the edge there.
Yeah, I was teetering on the edge of getting one, and because I did want Sword and Shield. And this and something that was on Nintendo's was what pushed me over the edge.
Got it. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Square Enix also. I mean, because the thing of this for Square Enix, the show was the remaster show. So you had like so you had Final Fantasy VIII. You also had Crystal Chronicles. You had Last Remnant being remastered as well.
Last Remnant. That rings a bell too.
It is it's a squad RPG.
Okay.
You play through the story as one character, but when you go into the battle systems, when you go into the battle, you actually are controlling squad. So you just set like what you want each squad to do, and then it launches in, and then sometimes there's a reaction commands to do like criticals or defense.
Okay. You
But
guys liked
that's
it,
another
eh?
game I'm looking forward to.
So I can say that Component walked away liking their presentation then.
Yeah, actually, as a general rule, I did like the Square Enix presentation.
Okay, good.
I thought it was okay. I mean, you definitely have more pull to it if you're a fan of the remaster games that they're putting out. For me, the new game that they announced is Avengers is there, but also Outriders, which is a new FPS.
Okay.
It's a new FPS from the people who did like Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. People Can Fly is the dev's name. So Square Enix doing a shooter RPG, a co-op potentially. That's something that interests me.
Nice.
I think that was pretty much all they announced the Saga games too. That they're bringing Romancing Saga 3 and Scarlet Grace, or they're bringing him west, so to speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
They have a new game called Oninaki, and a new mobile game that they're putting out as well, or a sequel to a mobile game.
Oninaki is RPG. I mean, it's Square Enix, so I'm assuming everything's RPG.
It's from the I Am Setsuna
Oh
creators.
yeah. Okay.
So I'm thinking it's probably an open world Zelda-like
Okay.
game. Basing on that, it's from them, but I don't know.
Right. Oh, cool. That's good. Okay. So.
And
yeah. Go ahead.
the next section, I'm going to need you guys to kind of fill me in on because I missed it. I need you guys to fill me in on the Xbox.
Xbox.
Xbox?
For Microsoft and Xbox. I missed most of it.
So okay, I did watch this after the fact. I didn't get a chance to watch it live because it was while I was at work. There was a big surprise in it, and it wasn't really so much. It wasn't really so much a game because the game was already known and we knew that it was being worked on. But it's a really highly anticipated game, or at least I think most people would agree. I am, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. I'm looking forward to that game. Can't wait. I saw that it's already up on Steam for pre-order, but they don't have the specs required. In other words, they don't list what your system needs to be in order to be able to run that game.
It's probably, if I had to guess, it's probably a basic. It's basically a current gen compatible system.
Probably.
Okay.
But the big thing on that game it wasn't the game itself. They did have a whole new.
With a certain character.
There was a certain character. You know what I'm talking about, or what I'm getting to, or alluding to. There was, I think they were showing a video of it and so on, and then like right at the very end when
The one more thing for that trailer.
yeah, right at the end, you see you as the main protagonist playing. You know, you kind of. I think if I recall, you get knocked down, you're hurt, and somebody
wake
comes
up.
by. Yeah, you wake up. There you go. And somebody comes by, grabs you by the shoulder, turns you over and says, "Come on, we got to get going," or something.
We got a city to burn.
We got a city to burn. Thank you for the quote. And it's none other than Keanu Reeves in the video game. And then after that, boom!
Everybody lost their mind.
They lost their minds. And who comes out on stage? Keanu Reeves. That was pretty cool. I gotta say, that was pretty cool.
And he looks so like just floating on energy at that point.
Yeah.
Like he was falling over himself, pointing at the screen and whatnot.
Yeah. He was like as if he couldn't. Not that he couldn't believe what was going on. He looked like he was like
He wasn't ready.
He was. People were shouting stuff out at him, and he was like going, "Yeah, yeah."
Breathtaking.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
No, you're breathtaking. Exactly. No, it was awesome.
On a side note, did you guys hear that the guy who did that actually?
You posted it on Twitter.
Yeah, but they're giving him they're giving the guy who did that, who yelled "You're breathtaking," a copy of Cyberpunk.
No
Nice.
way, that's awesome. Yeah, so that I think was probably the biggest highlight in the whole thing. Then they
On a side note on Cyberpunk,
Yeah,
before we jump off of Cyberpunk,
yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
did any of you see what Cyberpunk posted on Reddit afterwards?
No, I did
No.
not.
Um,
And as a Reddit troll, I'm surprised I missed this.
I
I don't follow Reddit.
kind of want Kirok to read it.
Be afraid, Kirok. Be very afraid.
Be very afraid. Where am I gonna find this? Are you sending a link or something?
I'm gonna send it to you in Skype
Yeah. Okay.
because I think it's really cool what they posted here.
And where do I see our chat? There it is. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this game. This game, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. It's not my biggest. The biggest one is actually coming from Bethesda, which will be the next Elder Scrolls. But that I know is years off. Okay, I see the link. Oh, and you know what? Everyone's going to see this because it just opened up on my web page. You want me to read this whole thing?
Yeah, read the whole thing.
Oh my God. Finally, after months of preparation, we can share with you two big things. Everyone can see this on screen, so that we've been hard at work on. CP 2077's cinematic story trailer and a brand new gameplay demo. Yes, we know, for now. The demo is only available to the lucky ones who managed to get tickets to E3, and the rest of you will have to wait until Gamescom or the public dev Q&A unveiling stream at PAX in August. We can already feel the bashing you're gonna give us online. Why are you not treating us fair? Why is the gameplay not being released right away? The reason is we want to make the most out of the months of work we put into the demo and the first showcase gameplay live at E3 and Gamescom. Releasing gameplay right away would make the Gamescom presentation pointless and would significantly limit our chances to build hype. Now, of course, they want to do that. That's their business, right? Why do we need to build hype, ? To get more gamers interested in CP 2077 and hopefully convince them to give it a go. We are putting our hearts and souls into making CP 2077 a great game, and we would like as many gamers as possible to find out about and experience its amazing story. Also, hype can turn into sales. After all, we're not a charity. There you go. And good sales allow us to grow. Take creative risks and deliver new great games for you to enjoy. And let's not forget about one more super important announcement: the release date. They did say the release date, right?
Yep.
The release date, less than a year from now, on April 16, 2020, you'll finally be able to sink your teeth into Cyberpunk 2077. As you probably noticed, we prepared 2 editions of the game. Why only 2? Because we pre-order ourselves. We don't like to go to Wikipedia to compare content. We have a simple deal. There's a standard edition, the one we think most gamers will choose, and a limited collector's edition. While we're pretty proud of the CE, the collector's edition? Yeah, we'd like to turn your attention to that first one. Why? Because we have really maxed out the physical capacity of the box with goodies. We think this raises the bar for standard, and we hope you'll think so too. Also, since pre-orders are live, you might be wondering if there's any point in placing an order now. Yes, if you want to give us some extra support, pre-orders help us build anticipation. Oh, wow. So, okay, this is a case as to why pre-orders are worth doing, and while other people say it's not.
Thank you.
The more copies you pre-order, the more likely it is for us to get retail, both digital and physical. I want physical behind the game. Therefore, if you like what you see, we appreciate you voting yes for CP 2077 with that pre-order. If you are still hesitating, though, We would rather you wait for more materials or reviews. Our goal is for you to truly enjoy CP 2077 and not regret a pre-order. Take care. Looking forward to seeing you in Night City CD Projekt Red team. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's amazing. But yeah,
That's great. Yeah, because that is exactly what I said. It's a case as to why pre-orders are actually worth doing. But a lot of people say you vote with your money. You don't want to do pre-orders because they just take advantage of you. And in some cases, I believe that may be true. Situations like EA and so on. These guys, though, you could tell it's a company that really wants their product to sell. It really wants and not just to sell. They put their heart into it, like they said.
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Now
Yeah.
with Microsoft and the Xbox, there were a couple of parts that I caught. Actually, one of them I have to thank Zez for because he linked it to me, so he knew I'd love it.
I don't remember what that was. There were so many things going on during that show.
But apparently Microsoft is bringing back Flight Sim.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. That looked amazing.
Yes.
Yes, it looks absolutely tremendous. But
Okay,
what's
go ahead.
weird is the fact that they're releasing a Flight Sim game. Especially because the last I heard, they sold the rights to Dovetail Games.
Oh, okay.
So
you're wondering how
it was
do that?
It was really surprising to see Microsoft Flight Sim on that list.
They must have come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they're short on money.
First time.
So yeah, okay. So we talked about Cyberpunk, and then the biggest thing, which I think was just Keanu, kind of like, there and the hype and all the people getting excited. They did show quite a lot of games as well.
They showed over 60 games or something.
Yeah,
like
apparently it was over 60 games. They showed a bunch of different games, but one of the other key things that I remember seeing was that they revealed a Series 2 Elite controller.
Yes.
Which is like, okay, so I don't have an Elite controller. I have the one that says Project Scorpio on it, which is really just the regular one with the logo painted on it. But my brother has the Elite, and he loves it. He won't switch back to anything else. In fact, the old Elite broke on him, and he got another one. Yeah, so
$320 right there.
Yeah, I know exactly. And so it looks great. They refined it a bit more. And this time it doesn't have AA battery capability. It has a built-in battery, so you have to actually charge it.
40-hour charge time.
40 hours though. That's respectable. Considering like you got two electric motors in there, pretty much every gunshot buzzing, right? Then it has profiles too, so you can actually select profiles. So if you play PUBG, for example, you can have a profile set up and save that profile. I think it's up to 3 profiles. If you then switch over to Rainbow Six Siege, you can switch to that game, and if you like the way your cursor moves or the way when you zoom in, the speed, X and Y axis, you can set all that up and save it to the second profile, and so on and so on. That's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool. And what was the other thing? You can actually adjust the tension of the springs for each of the joysticks. So you get a little key that you can turn before you put the joystick or pop the joystick on. You can turn ahead, and it adjusts the spring inside. So when you're clicking, it's the right amount. They refined the trigger system too. So they had that on the last one where it was like 2 settings. Now I think don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. I mean, it's like 3 or something like that. They've taken it to the next level.
I don't know about that, but I know they made the trigger shorter.
Yeah, like the travel for it. But so it's like a blocker that when you flick it, it blocks it. So the travel for the trigger, instead of going all the way down, is like a little bit less. But I think they have 3 stages now, where before they had 2.
And it's only $30 more than the initial Elite controller.
The first Elite, so it did go up in price. I didn't see the price. Okay.
Yeah, it's $180 US. So I don't know what that is Canadian. It might be $190 or it could be more.
Yeah, no, it's going to be more. $189 is the current one, I think. Yeah, $189 is the current one here in Canada.
So $220, something like that for you guys?
Probably. The thing is I keep thinking the only game I really paid attention to was Cyberpunk. I don't recall others. Do you remember? Did you see the one called? And I don't know if this was in the Xbox conference, but I think it was 12 minutes.
12 minutes. I saw it. I don't know if it was Xbox though. It might have been. I know it was during an indie segment in one of the. Yeah, it was Xbox. Yeah,
It was
Xbox.
Xbox. That
Yeah.
one kind of the same concept as Deathloop, but I think it was a lot less of a grander scope. But still,
Yeah, it was-
that one had me glued to the screen. I think I want to get that over Deathloop. To be
Yeah,
honest.
it seems like an indie one room kind of game.
Yeah. And it's like a
Groundhog's
time-
Day.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. You said it perfectly. I didn't want to ruin it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have to talk about this because this is
Okay.
one of those things where it's like the idea is good, but the execution has better be great. So Microsoft has one
yeah.
of the best racing games that I can think of,
Okay.
and that is their Forza series. Their Forza series games are awesome, beautifully rendered, great handling, great controls. Now they've added a DLC to Forza 4.
Which
Okay.
they've done in the other ones too.
Yes, but how many of them were Lego?
Yeah, they were in the other
yeah.
ones too. Yeah, they
This-
have Legos in the other ones too.
This is
Oh,
the
did
only
they?
time
Did
I've
they?
seen a Lego DLC for Forza.
I'm not a Lego. I'm not a fan of the Lego games, and I know this is not one of the Lego games. It's just Forza in Lego.
Yeah, so
remember
it's
seeing-
it's Lego cars
Yeah.
in the Forza.
Yeah.
But it's just like, really?
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Is your impression of it like is this? It's kind of a waste of time. Because to me, I'm not a Forza fan. I'm not a racing fan. So I kind of like just glanced at it, said okay, and I kind of skipped forward a bit.
I want to see. Part of me wants to see how well they handle.
Okay.
You know, if they're using the physics for the same cars and they're just basically body mods, okay, I can handle that. But
I think it's supposed to be Lego cars or Lego maps with cars or maps from either.
yeah,
It was the way
that's
I
what
interpreted it.
that's what I'm looking at it, and that's what it appears to be. But like I said, I want to see how the Lego cars handle. Do they handle like their, lack of a better term, real world counterpart?
I think they're probably just skins, but if I had to guess, I would think they were just skins,
Yeah, that's what I'm
As-
that's
as
what
a-
I'm
as-
guessing. But
as opposed to like an asymmetrical style that you play in Forza because of the type of car.
yeah,
Because it seemed like it would handle like an arcade car.
yeah. So that's what I'm wondering. Is it
Gave
you
that
know,
impression.
does it have kind of an arcadey feel when you're driving those versus like the real car feel that that it's actual that the real world counterpart would have? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Mhm.
So
There's one other thing I want to mention about Xbox and their conference, and I told you, I teased you earlier, Component Z, about went out and I got it, and that is they announced a new modified version of Game Pass.
Yep.
You heard of it, right?
It's just Game Pass.
It's Game Pass, Xbox Live, and Game Pass for PC all combined into one.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just Game Pass.
Yeah, true.
I mean, all it really is they like wanted to rebrand Game Pass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you could say that.
That's
Yeah.
all it is.
It's all
As somebody,
one.
as somebody who's had Game Pass since
I
they announced
haven't
last
had
year,
it. I didn't have it, but
as somebody who's had it since they launched it last year, all it is Game Pass with an
under
app.
one price. Well, no, it's Game Pass and Xbox Live under one price because before you had to. Well, you're right because the price didn't change. It didn't drop. It didn't get amalgamated. It's still the same price of the two separate services together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think it's actually cheaper than if you were buy the two services. Two services
by
separately.
a few dollars, I think it is.
Yeah, like $5 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So I did get it. I went out and I got it because right now, if you get it now, you get it for $1 until like I think they said November or something like that. And then after that, it kicks in. So the thing is, Canadian, it's not cheap. I paid Canadian, and I like to have my Xbox Live membership renew yearly, so I'm not paying monthly. And so I wanted this to be the same, and I switched it over to the yearly billing. So for me, I think it's December, they're going to bill me the full year for Xbox Live, Game Pass, and the PC support as well in it, all one. And I'll tell you the price. I mean, I'm not here to hide anything, but it's $200 Canadian, 201 to be exact, or 202.
I'm gonna make you feel real bad.
No, don't. Why? No, I mean, don't worry. You're not gonna make me feel bad, but go ahead. Don't worry.
They have with Game Pass you can backlog subscriptions, right? So they put them on sale for $1 a month. $1 US a month here, and you could basically buy it 12 times and just have 12 months for $12.
For $12. Actually, my buddy at work does something similar to that. I don't really. To me, I just got it, and I looked at it from a standpoint of, just to give you an idea. You guys can't see it, but I have a stack of actual video games, and I'm talking like there's a dozen here, maybe.
I do too.
Xbox, yeah. So I was looking at it from the point of view that it kind of makes sense since they were showing all these new games in this conference, and at the bottom right corner it said on Game Pass, on Game Pass. I just now have access to all those games, and I can download them, I can play them, and it's like Netflix, I guess, but kind of, not exactly, but at the same time, if I play one of those AAA games that would have cost me $80, it's not $80 out of my pocket if I don't like it. And I don't have to go back and trade it in and get half of the value I spent on it.
Right.
Right?
It's definitely well worth the value, especially with them. What they did in part of the rebranding is they expanded Game Pass out from just like the Microsoft Studios games.
Yeah.
So you have Wolfenstein 2 on there now.
Yeah, which I was impressed to see, things like that. Because generally I want to see those games on there, right?
Yeah, you have Hollow Knight's on there.
Yep.
Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate's on there. Rise of Tomb Raider's on there. Void Bastards, which is if you haven't seen it, it's a roguelite FPS.
Okay.
With a comic book style to it. That's on there. Operencia is on there. Let me open my app here for it. So
Sure, yeah, no problem. So I looked at it as, I think this time it's worth going in. I'm going to try it. It's a year. Who cares? If I don't like it or if I don't make use of it, I could always bring it back down to just Xbox Live Gold.
And if you just play if you play one or two of those games over the course of the year, it's paid for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
So it is a good. This is a good example. If they tweak this right, even over the next couple of years, because it's only a year old, they could potentially. I mean, it's already happening, but they could cement brick and mortar companies losing out, like going out of business.
Did you get Metro Exodus?
I did. I have the disc right behind me, that stack that I just showed.
I was going to say,
but it's part of it. I know. I saw that in the conference, and I was like, "Oh man!"
That's
I even got
4-month-old game.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Here, Metro Exodus. Where are you, buddy? I don't see where it is. It's. I have it somewhere. I know I bought it. Yeah. So those I think are the big points, or at least that I saw. I mean, did I miss anything?
Well, there's a lot. Age of Empires 2 Definitive.
Oh yes. Well, I never played it before. That's why I kind of brushed it off. But at the same time, I did admire it. I was like, oh wow, in 4K, right?
I don't know. Yeah, it is 4K.
Yeah, it is 4K.
But for me and Z, when we played it when we were younger, that's a money play right there. So,
I may already have Age 2 HD and all the expansions on my Steam right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They-
Battletoads was announced.
Battletoads, yeah, yeah. Which I think
Okay,
on last year's stage
I
they
missed
alluded
that
to
one.
it.
Yeah, Battletoads. Blair Witch.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Really?
It looks
Really?
freaky.
It actually looks pretty decent, and the graphics are very. It's not cartoony in any way. It looks like you're watching a movie almost.
No, it looks like Outlast.
Outlast.
Because
Outlast.
you're
Yeah.
playing with the
'cause you got the
flashlight and the
camera.
camera.
Yeah. Well, I was referring more to the scenes where they were showing the pickup truck driving down the leaves and in the audio scene and stuff. That looked good. But
Yeah, it
yes,
looks like more like Resident Evil graphically.
but you're right. The outlook part is kind of cool because you see the camera in the frame, and then just like the movie, you see the guy standing in the corner. Did I just spoil something? Nah.
No, you didn't spoil. I don't know. What was there to spoil? Because for most of the trailer, nobody knew what that was.
Yep.
Like,
then at
it
the
wasn't
end,
until
it's like,
they
what?
showed the trees with the symbol.
Yeah. It was funny because when I saw that, the first words out of my mouth was Blair Witch, and then Blair Witch. I was like, oh my god.
They also showed some Dying Light 2, although not a lot of it.
And I know you're not a big Switch person, Zaz, but Kirok, did you see the Nintendo Direct?
No, I did not. So please.
I said
let's-
said you weren't a big Switch person. I didn't say you weren't a Switch person.
Oh,
It's a big difference. There is a difference.
I like how it's all blurry.
I still knew what it was.
So tell me about the Nintendo Direct because okay, hold on. I just realized there's one conference I watched bits and pieces of that I haven't put up a logo for. We can talk about it after, but tell me about Nintendo.
Legend of Zelda.
What? Legend of Zelda what?
Oh, there's a lot of
There's
stuff.
multiples.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh my god.
Where do you want to start with that? The chibi one? Is that the one you want to start with?
Well, yeah. Let's start with that one.
Man, I wish I saw this. I had a friend today text me about Animal Crossing, but anyways, go on.
That'll be later.
That's later.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about Zelda chibi, not Animal Crossing chibi.
Right. So, Link's Awakening is being redone
Yeah.
for the
Okay.
Switch.
Nice.
It does
That's
have kind of a chibi, cartoony style to it, but looks really good.
Got it.
Then there's Cadence of Hyrule, which is Crypt of the Necrodancer with
That
Legend.
actually looks and sounds pretty awesome. Like,
I'm gonna have to watch these now.
there's like two more though that you.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm spacing on them. They're all kind of blending together. What else did I miss here?
Well, there's the big one at the end, but not gonna mention that yet.
Actually, I think I missed the end of the.
You missed one?
I missed the very end of it.
Okay, so hold on. Let me see what the announcements were, so I can get it straight. Link's Awakening.
Yeah. While he's doing that, there are some. There's going to be some big updates to Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. There are 4 Dragon Quest characters coming.
Okay.
The main protagonist in or player's character in 11. The main protagonist in 8. The main protagonist in what is that? 4.
I don't even know.
And
Okay.
yeah,
there's
it's
one
like-
that I'm miss, and then there's one that I'm missing. There was 4 of them, and I can't.
So
and
all
I-
of those characters are coming to what's the
Super
game?
Smash.
Yeah, Super Smash.
Okay, looks like there's only 3 of them.
3 new Zelda titles.
Yeah. So the end of Nintendo's conference was Breath of the Wild 2.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was a
I have
30
to finish
second
the first one now.
It was like a 30-second teaser trailer for it.
Oh my god. Well, I guess it did that well. Of course. Wow.
It's an actual sequel.
An actual sequel. Wow.
It's not like a kind of spin-offy story like Majora's Mask. It's an actual sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you see Calamity Ganon's area kind of crumble in the trailer, and this new thing happens.
Okay. Okay.
So it looked like it was going to be a DLC, but
Enough
it's
said. It looked like, but then they said no. Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Did they ever?
Kirok-
I was gonna say,
Kirok
did
said
everybody
six-
lose their mind? But I forget. It's not in front of an audience. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you have your Discord open,
No, I don't.
okay, I was gonna say I linked the picture that shows the 4 Dragon Quest characters that are coming to.
Okay, hang on. Let me open it up. I'll see if I can put it up. Oh, and it's gonna open up right in the main page so everybody can see it.
Hey!
That's good stuff. So that's awesome. Breath of the Wild 2. Oh, it didn't. Okay, good.
If you might want to like hit Open Originals and see if you can bring that over. That should show
There you
the.
go. Yeah, there it is. E3 2019. And it shows the 4 characters.
Yeah.
But Dragon Quest had a fairly large presence at this direct.
Yeah. They were everywhere.
Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch in September.
Yeah, the
Builders
definitive
2.
edition.
Yeah, Builders 2. Characters going into Smash.
Yeah, it's. So I'm.
So tell me what you guys know about Animal Crossing, because all I got was a text from my buddy going, Animal Crossing March 2020.
It looks like Animal Crossing. I don't know. It just looks like more Animal Crossing.
Okay, good. I'm happy with that. I just like that game. I don't know what it is, but I love that game.
We also know that Mouse is going to get a copy.
All right,
I mean,
nice.
it starts off looking like a Tom Nook travel brochure,
Okay.
where it's like Nook Industries presents, and then you're farming, you're fishing, you're chopping down a tree.
You know, you have no idea how excited I am in hearing these things that you're saying.
for like a minute and a half, and then all of a sudden you run into other animals.
Oh, kind of on a side note, because we've mentioned Builders 2
Yeah.
a couple times.
I have Builders on the Switch, the first one.
Builders 2 is multiplayer.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yep, it is co-op.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's 4 players. Is it?
up to 4 players, and I think it's both local and online options.
Okay.
And
That's
yes, you
good.
are Mouse. Don't even worry about it.
Oh,
And Kira-
Mouse is in the chat. Hi.
And Kirak, I think this might be a game for you. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Panzer Dragoon.
Panzer Dragoon. I remember that on PlayStation way back in the day.
They're remaking it for
for-
Switch.
For Switch? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. That wait, hang on. That was on the Nintendo Direct?
Yep. That was
Yes.
the Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo Direct. Wow. Amazing. Oh, that must have made I watch Team Chat podcast. We've had them on the Bottle Rocket Gaming podcast before.
You see their news today?
No, I didn't know.
That
But
they're
Mogan loves that game, Panzer Dragoon, as far as I know. But what did they say?
They said that they're changing from streaming on YouTube to Twitch, streaming on Twitch live to record their shows.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna be watching that.
They announced that on Twitter like 2 hours before their show today.
Okay, all right.
And what were you going to bring up there, Kirak? You were going to bring something up before.
Yeah, so there was one, I just realized there was another conference that I totally forgot just before our show to put in the list. I'll just put the generic 2019 E3 logo, but what about, did anybody see and what do they think of Ubisoft?
Are you into Ubisoft's military shooters?
Breakpoint, is that the one you're referring to?
Talking to Breakpoint, Siege.
Yeah, Siege. So here's the thing. I watched some of them. I didn't watch the whole conference, but I watched some of them, and I was like getting to a point where I was thinking, I can't tell the difference between one freaking shooter game, versus the other anymore. Like, what is it so? Why do I have to be so cool if I'm in Division and if I'm in Siege, or if I'm in now Breakpoint, Ghost? Mind you, I love the Ghost series back in the day on the original Xbox, and I go back to those graphics.
Yeah,
and they look like boxes.
I like Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter games.
Yeah.
That's when it was at the peak for me personally.
It's just I'm a little getting a little like you know what, they're all like, it doesn't matter which one I pick, they all have this cool element about it, and they all have their own cool little thing. I don't know. Just me.
They talked about Breakpoint,
Yeah.
Division 2, Rainbow Six with a new co-op game, I think in the style of like Left 4 Dead. It's called Rainbow Six Quarantine. I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. It's
That
a
part I don't
zombie.
remember. Yeah.
It's a zombie Rainbow Six game.
Interesting.
They announced their subscription service.
Oh yeah, Uplay Plus.
Uplay Plus, yeah, that's what it's called.
I saw that. I was like, nope.
They announced a roller derby game called Roller Champions.
Okay, I don't remember that one at all. I must have blacked it out.
I did see some. I did see a little demo of that. That is interesting. It's a little bit like brain just went completely out the window. Rocket League, but a little slower gameplay, and you're on roller skates.
Okay.
Yeah,
might be cool.
And they announced Gods and Monsters at the end.
Okay.
But the big game that really came out of that was actually Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. Oh, actually, you know what? Now I know why I was. Don't tell anyone, okay, guys? I remember now why I don't remember much of it, just little bits and pieces here and there, is because I was watching it during work.
But
we heard nothing.
To me, Watch Dogs Legion was hands down the best thing there.
Yeah.
And to explain that, if you open that link I put in Skype there, Kirak,
okay, give me 1 sec. I'll pull it up.
And scroll down to where it says Watch Dogs Legion, in the picture right under it.
Ubisoft, there it is.
I like the dog on stage.
Yeah,
That was for Breakpoint.
Yeah, I know. I'm scrolling through
the old lady with the gun.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God! All these ads.
It's seen that. What do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no.
I think.
Yeah, it was right above the video though.
Yeah, right above the video. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's one of the cool things I think about it when I was catching glimpses of it as the conference was going on, that you can switch between different kinds of players, and they're saying that you can what's the word? Recruit. Thank you. I was going to say enroll. Recruit the people, and then they have their own backstory and they have their own specialties and stuff.
I don't care about anyone else. I want to play that as a granny who's been a secret assassin for the MI6 for 50 years. She's using her walker and then comes up behind a guy and shoots him point blank in the back of the head with a mask on.
So here's what I find interesting. If you look at this game, or what they were showing in this game, they didn't abandon the whole point of Watch Dogs, which was the ability to hack electronics, cars, traffic lights, things like that. That's still all in the game, but I think they're more trigger happy, if there's not a better word for it. They have more guns and gunplay and shooting in it than they did before.
It's like Keanu Reeves in Matrix. What do you need? Guns. More guns.
Yeah, I agree. I think this was their biggest thing. I was hoping that they would have mentioned any little tidbit about what they gave us as a preview last E3, and that was Beyond Good and Evil 2, but they didn't even mention it once. So
it's probably a long way out, like it was last year. I think last year that was their, like how Bethesda needed Starfield and Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
I think UB needed Beyond Good and Evil to have something like that last year.
Oh, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the big actor there. I don't even know his name.
John Barenthal
Barenthal. He was in
from Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I recognized him more in the game because he shaved headed as opposed to when he walked out on stage.
I understand it. I mean, if you've seen him from Punisher, yeah. In Walking Dead, he had hair.
Yeah, but there was a point at which he shaved off the hair.
Yep.
In it too. So, all right, cool. Let me close that window. So yeah, Ubisoft. They had other stuff too, but I like I said, I was only watching it in bits and pieces.
I mean, it's one of those things. If you don't care about Breakpoint, if you don't care about the military shooters, Rainbow Six, Breakpoint, half the conference was dead for you, and then you probably don't care about Roller Champions, even though it's available right now, the demo for it, if you want to try it. Gods and Monsters looked like it didn't deserve to end the show. Like, it may be an okay game, but it didn't deserve to end the show.
Yeah.
And then Watch Dogs with the idea of being able to hack anybody, turn them into an ally, have permadeath in the Watch Dogs game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
It is still a single player game, right? It's not a multiplayer like we can play together in that online.
Both of the Watch Dogs have been single player story games that you can play multiplayer.
Got it. Okay.
So it's like you do online missions, friends can join your game, help you out, that kind of thing. I'm assuming it's gonna be the same kind of multiplayer.
Okay. Awesome. I have one last thing before we end it because it's already been an hour. We're on the hour now, Mark. What do you guys think or feel about something lacking in E3 this year? Do you know what I'm alluding to?
You talking about Sony?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Because they said a while ago they had their the Sony experience or something like that. I can't remember what they call it.
Well, no, they didn't
Sony.
have PlayStation Experience this year.
That's it,
Or
PlayStation
last year.
Experience. Yeah.
And they weren't at E3 this year.
Yeah, they said they weren't going to be.
I think them not being there made the other developers have to bring their game up, and they didn't.
And they didn't.
So,
Agreed.
Right. So I think Sony comes out looking like a spring chicken here, and not having wasted money when they don't have anything really to show. Whereas Microsoft kind of said, "Oh yeah, we have Halo next holiday season with our console next holiday season."
Right. And in fact, when we were talking about the Microsoft conference, we didn't even mention they talked a little bit about Scarlet, Codename Scarlet.
And it's still a year and a half out.
Yeah.
And they had a year on Sony to actually knock it out of the park, and they kind of didn't.
Yeah.
And then next year they're going to compete with Sony coming out and doing the PS5 next year against their console, and it's going to be a bit of a different story, I think. But we did get a lot of good games between now and next E3, though, especially March through May.
Yeah, it's gonna be game overload.
And Nintendo announced a lot of their games are like September games.
Yeah.
For this year, so
it's gonna be it's a good time to be a gamer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a good gaming year.
Damn it! You can't play them fast enough. They're making them all, you know.
No, we just want them to spread them out a little bit. Give us like one a month.
The problem is the
Sony
way
has.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sony has January. Microsoft has February.
Oh, assign
Nintendo
them
has March.
actual quarters in the calendar year. The problem with me and how I play games, I can spend months on one game. Like, for instance, Red Dead Redemption. I did finish it, but I literally played it from October till...
Yeah, I was there.
February. Yeah, February. So.
I thought it was later in February, but...
Speaking of September release dates, one of the games I'm looking forward to releases in September the 10th.
Which one?
It was not at E3, unfortunately, and that was MechWarrior 5.
Oh.
MechWarrior. That's what, 3 days before Borderlands?
I believe so.
Which is like a week before Gears 5?
Yeah.
Just
exactly what we were talking about. Too much going on.
Which and there's Nintendo games in there too. If you're a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, it's insane, but it's great. I love it. All right, guys. I think we pretty much covered a pretty good portion of what went on this E3. Are there still any more conferences? Because we're not over yet. I think it's on for another day or so.
Well, the expo's still going.
Yeah, but the conferences are all done, right?
Yeah, I
we
think the
didn't-
conference has ended today.
Okay.
we didn't talk about the Kind of Funny showcase, but that's a bunch of indie games.
Oh, yeah. I did remember seeing that on the schedule. I was curious as to what that was.
It's basically a lot of short trailers for indie games that don't get the spotlight at E3. So, Devolver 2 with my friend Pedro. I don't like Devolver's stupid press conferences, their little show that they do, but I like their games. My friend Pedro looks awesome.
My friend Pedro. Okay, I gotta look into that.
It's like a side scroller shooter, like a slow-mo action movie almost.
Okay.
And there's a banana for whatever reason.
Because why not?
Yeah, because why not?
All right. Okay. This has been awesome. This has actually been fun. And you know what? I think I gathered more info from the conversation between us three than just having watched like 2 conferences that I did. One broken too. All right. So before we end it off for the night, guys, I do want to, ask the people that are present what's going on for them. So I'm going to start with you, Zez. What's going on with you? What's coming up? What are you up to?
I'm streaming. I have so many games to play.
What have you been streaming recently? Because
Watch Dogs 2 has been recently.
Oh,
But
really?
I want to play Void Bastards. I want to play Doom. I want to play Final Fantasy 14. I want to play Wolfenstein 2 to prepare for Youngblood. I want to. What else do I have here? Billions campaign comes out next week.
Oh.
There's
Nice.
another Tales game that whoever show they're at, but there's another Tales game coming out soon.
Yeah.
So much stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. And the thing is I have a backlog too. Never mind what's coming out new.
Yeah, this
Mouse-
is backlog stuff.
Mouse says just quit your job and just start and play 24/7.
Employ 24/7. What?
And play
And
24/7.
play 24/7.
Unfortunately, if I don't have a job, I can't play 24/7 because I can't get games.
Yeah.
They kind of have to
The
have.
dilemma we all have.
Until you guys want to make me a partner Twitch streamer, so I can have ads.
We've been trying.
Shameless plug.
How about you, Zez? What have you been up to? Anything
just
big
asked
coming
me.
up?
That
Oh,
says
I did it
I'm
again.
Z.
I did it again. The worst host in the world. Compone Z. You're both Zeds and Zs and Zs and
Reboot.
Anyway,
Well?
I've been streaming Planet Coaster, and
Yeah.
I've been trying to finish Dragon Quest as
Did
well.
you ever mess with the Ghostbuster stuff?
I don't have the Ghostbusters DLC.
They just added Ghostbusters DLC to thing. Oh, and Rocket League 7 Ghostbusters stuff too.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
the Radical 80s.
Yeah, they're having all like the Goonies, Kit from Knight Riders in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is in there, but there's a bunch of 80s stuff that they're doing. They're doing like 80 sports teams, I think, is one of them with the different uniforms. I think they're doing it's like a weekly event for the next 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
If you're into Rocket League, it's really cool.
Any new games you might be streaming, Component?
No, like I said, I'm still trying to finish up Dragon Quest. That's a long game.
Yeah.
After that, I haven't decided where I'm going.
I've been watching you on the roller coaster one, and you took me for a few rides.
Yeah,
That's good.
Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Planet Zoo when it comes out.
That looks good. That definitely looks like it looks like a Z game, and I might want to play that game a little bit.
So.
So as for myself, I've started streaming again. I came back at the beginning of the month.
Yay!
That's a
yeah,
new logo.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys noticed, I revamped. I did allude to it before that I was going to be redesigning everything. So I redid my logo. I did my YouTube channel banner. The banner's all on Twitch.
It looks like almost like somebody spray painted it.
Yeah.
Like it's like
smudged in
a
there.
stencil spray paint, and then they
Yeah.
removed it.
So I worked on that stuff earlier on in the year, and then finally finished it off in the time that I was off. And so now I'm back, and probably though till the end of this month, June. Once July hits, I'll be off again for about a month. I got vacation time coming, which means I won't be in Toronto. And then after that, I have family visiting from Italy, so I can't just play games. Maybe I'll get him on the stream, huh? What? Yeah, that's a good idea. So other than that, I've been playing Minecraft mainly, but I do want to get back into some of my old backlog and then a bunch of the games that are there. So yeah, that's pretty much it with me. And guys, as you know, we are streaming on the Bottle Rocket Gaming Twitch channel. Those of you who are here, I understand Ginger is here, Ginger Mouse. Somewhere get a chance to partake in the show. They get a chance to chat and put their 2 cents in, or call us out if we got something wrong, which I think Zez has been doing this whole show right
I
now.
do it when I'm not on the show.
I know. It's awesome.
Bob was supposed to come through, but he never showed.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all right. No worries. So the other thing too is a couple days after we air this live on Twitch, we then post a recorded version for archive purposes on YouTube. You can go there and check it out. It's youtube.com/BattleRocketGaming. Aside from that, we do have a Discord. So if you go into Discord and search for Bottle Rocket Gaming, you can find us there. And that's actually one of the best places to get to know the people in Bottle Rocket Gaming. It's just a bunch of gamers like you, that get together, play games, chat, and then sometimes every now and then they organize some night and they play a game or something like that. And of course, you can do things like what we're doing, where a few of us get together and do a podcast, or even if you can, maybe come on this show as a guest. That'd be cool. There's a few other people that I got to get in touch with that we used to have on back when it was just me and Warp with the regular podcast. I'm going to start doing that probably near to the end of the year, just end of summer.
Back to that podcast with Warp that I got attacked with for saying I pre-order games. That podcast?
Yeah, and now you brought this up to show him what we talked about earlier. That's
well,
awesome.
that, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
If you order from the right place, it doesn't cost you anything to pre-order a game.
Yeah.
And lastly, there is the Patreon. Bottle Rocket Gaming does have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming, you can there, if you like, support us through donations. There are different tiers available to you. But if you can't, that's cool too. You can support us by commenting in the live stream, commenting on the YouTube video, doing things like that. That also helps out a lot. So that's pretty much it. And that has been E3 2019, a nice little discussion between 3 gamers, myself, Component Z, and the Zez, or Zez in this case. You had to put the Zez, I know the story, right? Because of Twitch?
Yeah, the story is because
They won't allow you
they need
three-letter
4
name.
letters minimum.
Yeah.
So I went with the Zez.
Yeah.
With my background as a wrestling fan, being a fan of The Rock.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we will be back on next month, first Tuesday of the month. I don't know the date. I think it's...
the 10th, I think?
Second.
The 2nd of July. Okay. So
it's
that's
the first one, yeah.
Yeah,
First.
so that's a few days before that's one day after Canada Day, and that's 2 days before July 4th in the U.S. So that's pretty cool. And then 4 days after that, I'm on vacation. Go fishing.
Yay!
Yeah.
Nice timing.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
And I faded out. That was good. So probably, what is that?
Don't forget to support us on Patreon. Also follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching and good night.
I might be able to cut it out actually. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. No, in this case, yeah. Oh, God.
Cheerio.
All right, guys. Okay, take it easy.